So how's everyone doing? For the past month, every time I chatted with Varun, he told me that he was doing something for the wedding. Every time I heard this, I shook my head. I couldn't believe there was so much to do for one event. And that's when my wife, Grace, reminded me that that's because she did everything for our wedding. Yeah, Grace. Abby and Varun and their gracious families, the Sundarams and the Gulatis, have put a lot of effort, thought, and love into this weekend, ensuring that we all feel welcome. Let's thank them and make sure we return the favor with obnoxious amounts of dancing, laughter, and many I love you mans. For those that don't know me, my name is Chris Yim. Uncles and aunties, you can call me Krishna. I must have been a terrible person in a former life because for the past 12 years, I've had to suffer as Varun's college roommate, his co-founder, and most recently I had to live with him and my wife for 2 years. After all that, he wants to say that we're just friends. In writing this speech, I had to dig deep into the Yim and Gulati, aka Harold and Kumar vault. I didn't run these stories by my wife, Grace, who Varun asked to proofread this, so apologies in advance. I tried to choose the PG ones. So in case you guys didn't know, in college, Varun was a big-time fashionista. He always knew when there was going to be a big sale at Barney's, and he would inform me of it every semester, literally every semester. One year, Varun came back from being downtown with a huge smile on his face. "Did you get anything good?" I asked him. He nodded and said, "Yeah, I found this designer shirt." "Show me." When he pulled his shirt out and held it up to his torso, I had to ask him, "What size is that thing?" "It's a double XL. What do you think?" "I got it 50% off. Such a steal, right?" That's when I knew Varun was becoming marriage material. He wouldn't just settle, but always look for a good deal, something that would catch his eye. Abby, I'm convinced that's what led him to you. Varun also knew the meaning of sacrifice. When we were starting U class in the summer of 2013, we were pretty broke and gentrifying the mission at the same time. We wanted to make a few extra bucks, so while our third roommate was away on the East Coast, we decided to both rent our rooms out on Airbnb. At the time, I slept in this twin-size bed that squeaked every time you rolled over, and Varun had an IKEA bed that had a hole in its box frame. He positioned the hole to face the wall so no one would notice it. We listed our rooms on Airbnb and got some bites. Where did we sleep? We slept together in our roommate's bed, of course. We were banking nearly $150 a day, minus the Airbnb's damn service fees. And all we had to do was put up with each other for 24 straight hours. Back then, we spent our days at the office together. We had no other friends yet, so we'd hang out after work. Then when night came, we tucked ourselves into bed. We did this for 2 straight weeks before our roommate was about to return. Then we had to clean up his room, pretend as if we were never there, close the door, and sneak into our respective rooms. This is the type of sacrifice Varun is willing to make. I know that he'll make them for you, Abby, but if you're ever out of town, you can count on us profiting off that. Lastly, let me tell you a personal tale and tell you about Varun's loyalty. In the summer of 2009, I was going through this deeply emotional phase of my life. I found myself in Argentina, piercing my ear, growing out my hair, and I came back to school with a tattoo of a Lord of the Rings quote. From the movie, not the book. And these are drastic measures, and a lot of friends would have forsaken me during that time, but Varun did not. He held strong. He never said that my tattoo looked cool, but he also never told me that my mustache looked like overgrown pubes on my face. I still remember that, and I'll always be forever grateful. So last night, Grace and I were driving home from the Mindy, and we were talking about how beautiful Abby was. I think, all right. We'll try that again. We're talking about how beautiful Abby was. And I think the consensus is that she's probably a little too beautiful for Varun. But hey, don't hate the player, hate the game. I met Abby when she and Varun went on their first date. He told me that someone from his dance team was coming from the South Bay to hang out. This should have been the first red flag. Someone coming up from the South Bay to hang out with Varun? Inconceivable. Yet, here it was happening. I didn't realize it was a date, and neither did Varun, which is why I guess he invited me to hang out with them. Varun bought me and Abby fruit smoothies, and the three of us chilled in Dolores Park that day. At some point, I fell asleep, and to this day, that's my biggest life regret. In that time, I had closed my eyes closed. Varun and Abby didn't just talk about software engineering and their love of nature. Abby had cast a deep, dark spell on Varun. I woke up, and I had lost my dearest best friend. As the spell ran its course, I grew suspicious of Abby. As a result, I was not very kind to her in their early days of courtship. I sneered at her, gave her the silent treatment, huffed and puffed when I heard that she was coming to our apartment. And I might have even posted a cryptic Facebook post about how my friends didn't have time for me anymore. That's actually true, by the way. One day after giving Abby a particularly mean stank face, Varun takes me aside and says, "Hey man, I really like her. Can you be nice?" And that's when I knew that Tamil black magic was strong and that I would have to fight harder than ever to win my friend back. However, Abby had plans of her own. A job opportunity became available to her in New York. Suddenly, I became her new best friend and offered to help her pack her bags and help her move. "Whatever you need, I'm your guy," I said. She moved across the country and thus ushered in a new era, the post-Abby age, one that I like to call the golden years. But like any period of peace and bromance, they all come to an end. I guess I should have known better. When Varun and I first met in college, we wore oversized clothing and we were bright-eyed with wonder about the world. We were puppies running around the yard without any clue of where to eat and where to crap. One of the things that Varun and I had in common at that age was that we had time to stop and smell the roses that were people, their stories, and the experiences that we could share with them. Whether it was going to the New Yorker Cafe for a poetry slam or staying up all night wandering the streets of San Juan because Justin Leong forgot to book us a hotel room in Puerto Rico. This is the stuff that opened up our hearts and made us feel human. Naturally, as you get older, it's hard for you to maintain that childlike innocence. You run up to someone, ask them to smell your flower, and they're like, "Ew, get away from me." So your petals start to slowly fall off. What has blossomed has shriveled, and you suddenly find yourself wondering why this elderly lady is taking so long to get onto the subway. All the while, there's something deep in our hearts that is yearning to have light shone on it again. A child's hand reaching out for someone to hold it, and we want so badly to have our curiosity acknowledged. We want someone to come with us to see what life is like in Brooklyn, to count all the shades of red that accompany a sunset, and to taste the chai that you've made with that extra little bit of cardamom love. The more that I reflect on my friendship with Varun, I recognize how lucky I've been to have had a friend who has affirmed me while ensuring that I don't grow complacent, lazy, and hardened. In the same breath that you've seen me for who I am, loving the qualities that make me, me, you refuse to let go of the standard that you hold for the people around you, to be noble, to be kind and just. And in my own personal journey, I've come to believe that that's all one can ask for in a partner. After all, it's a scary thing to reveal your true nature to someone. Varun, you have time and time again allowed me to feel like a beautiful human being, while I have also seen you look at a tree and admire its bark because of its pattern, or look up at the enormous sky and say, "Wow, there's so many stars." It doesn't diminish the wonder and goodness that you find in people and things. That's the way you've made each of us in this room feel, and that's the reason why we're here tonight. While I was obviously sad when the post-Abby age ended, I also knew that it was no small feat that you two made it. You've had your moments of uncertainty, and dealt with a relationship grim reaper that is long distance. But in the face of adversity, you persisted. Over the years, I've had my chances, Abby. You and I have been hiking in Havasupai in Grand Teton National Park together. There have been moments where I've scaled and climbed down rocks next to you, and I would be lying if the thought of unpeeling your fingers from the rung of a ladder hadn't crossed my mind. When it would have been easy to be divided, too true? Yeah. When it would have been easy to be divided, the two of you had a commitment to the relationship and serving one another. Through phone date dinners, FaceTime sessions, reunions in Jackson Hole, Portland, Montreal, Varun and Abby, you guys made your love. I joke when I say Abby cast a spell on Varun, but if you know her at all, it's pretty clear why Varun fell in love with her. One, she's gorgeous. Come on, guys, the bride is a bombshell. And two, she's got a tenderness that would pierce the heart of any mortal man. It only took a few years for it to soften my old Scrooge of a heart. I struggled and attempted to resist, but she wears you down with her smile and pesky compassion. Right before Varun moved to New York, he and I had a bro date in Marin, a last hurrah. We were in the car and I asked him how he felt about the transition. He told me that he was excited and nervous, excited to share and cultivate a life with Abby, to be her warmth during the cold New York winters, and to be back together again with his dance partner in crime. Yet there was also a nervousness, questions about stepping into an uncertain future, and I didn't have a great response for you then, Varun. But I've come to realize that you and Abby have something that very few people ever achieve: joy. Our friendship has introduced so much joy into my life, mostly because you laugh at everything. And I've been spoiled believing that I'm a lot funnier than I actually am, but also because when you laugh that thunderous guffaw of yours, Varun, you're completely unapologetic about how you've opened up your heart. You invite people to love themselves so that we can show compassion to others in return, and watching you two has been an incredible gift. It's not every day that you get to watch your best friend marry the girl of his dreams, and I have to pinch myself to remind myself that this is real. You know, people tend to say that life is short. I disagree. I think life is just long enough. It's long enough for you, Varun, to show Abby how much you love her, for her to jump down the rabbit hole of your curiosity, to explore all the nooks and crannies that have yet to appear in your amazing life. It's long enough for you to learn how to listen to each other, to argue and to make up, and have many snuggles along the way. I love you guys. We love you guys. And thank you for bringing us together. We're so lucky to be a part of this memory. We are your community, the people who love you most in this world, and we are here to make all your dreams come true, including a complete and utter breaking down of this dance floor. Everyone, please lift your glasses to this queen and king.
Once again, ladies and gentlemen, a big, big round of applause for that wonderful speech.
I think after hearing that, everybody has answered your question of, are we just friends? It's pretty clear. That was one of the sweetest speeches that I've heard in a really long time. Wanted to give a quick story about Chris. For as long as I can remember, ever since he's been in college, he's always told us stories about Chris. He'll come home and he'll say, Mom, Chris is coming over. Okay, great. One time, Varun went away. I think it was for like a couple months. I think he was in Scotland this time. And next thing you know, Chris calls me and he's like, hey, when is Varun coming? And I said, oh, you know, he's coming in really late on a Saturday night, I think at 3 in the morning. He's like, okay, great, I'll be there. Can I come with you guys to the airport? Okay, sure. Sure enough, day rolls around and Chris shows up as promised. We go to the airport, surprise him, and Varun can't believe his eyes. He's like, yo, is that really you? Chris is like, yeah, hi, how was your flight? What are you talking about? Is that really you? How did you get here? And so it reminds me of the many things, is that whenever I hear Varun, I also hear Chris, not just Abby. Sorry. And I also was remembering another thing, which is that when Varun and Chris graduated, of course, since they used to hang out all the time, they had a lot of common friends. So it was just normal to have them both have the exact same graduation party and have all of their friends at one place. So great job, Chris. Hi, Grace. I'll give the mic over to Gautam.
Okay, guys, up next, we have Abby's friend and former housemate. I actually got to live with Armine and Abby for a week. I'd love to tell a story, but Abby made me promise to never say anything I saw. And the only thing I'm allowed to say is that I never saw any underage drinking in the house. Armine, you're up.
Thanks for that intro. Hi, everyone. My name is Armine. I will start off by saying I am not as funny as Chris, so sorry, guys. But I'm lucky enough to have known Abby for 10 years now, 10 years strong. We met each other freshman year of college when Abby was just 17, and she has this natural gift of meeting people and immediately being able to connect with them and build friendships with them. And so I was thinking back on meeting Abby. How did we meet? How did we become friends? And it was so natural. Like, I remember us just feeling like we belonged and this like feeling of understanding each other. And that is one of her most amazing gifts. And I think, like, fast forward 10 years to now, and she still has that gift and quality and then some. She has grown to be an amazingly powerful, beautiful, strong woman and friend, and I'm so incredibly proud of her. And so along that journey, she met Varun. And I specifically remember her telling me about this guy on the dance team that would not give her the time of day. But yeah, he eventually warmed up to her and went on, I guess, a kind of date. That wasn't really a date, according to Chris. But I do remember going to visit Abby in San Francisco and getting to meet Varun, and Abby was busy working, and so I actually just met up with Varun, and we went for a walk in the park, like a classic Varun activity, and I remember just talking to him, and I got the same feeling I got when I was with Abby, just this feeling of like somebody who truly cares about the people in their life and their well-being. And I'm so lucky to say that he's one of my closest friends now too, and really an extension of my best friend. And that is just one of the best things I could ask for Abby. And I think that's it. I think that he is one of the best people I could ever imagine her with. And so I'm so happy that they found each other, and I've been able to really watch them through the different stages of their life, similar to what Chris described. I watched them through their dance team days, through their crazy travel adventures, through Kenya, Australia, all these amazing places you guys have experienced together. And then I watched you go through the move to New York, which I won, Chris, sorry. And then I watched you go through planning this wedding together. And so yeah, lots of different phases. But yeah, I think through it all, you have both been attentive to each other, and you truly care for and support and strengthen each other. And I think that is just incredibly unique and incredibly special, and something that I admire about both of you. And I think you two do such an amazing job growing not only as a unit, but also as individuals. And that's one of the things that I admire so much about both of you. You push yourselves, similar to what Chris described, you push yourselves to continue to be better people, whether that is spending time with friends that need your support, like me, or serving your community. So I'm so happy for both of you, and I can't wait to see how your partnership grows as husband and wife. And I love you both so very much. I want to leave you with a quote from Bell Hooks. It's about love, and it reminds me of the both of you. The capacity to love is tied to being able to be awake, to being able to move out of yourself, and to be someone else in a manner that is not about your desire to possess them, but to be with them, to be a union and a communion. Thanks.
Once again, ladies and gentlemen, a big, big round of applause.
चिकने चेहरे हो जब ऐसे चिकने चेहरे तो कैसे ना नजर फिसले तो कैसे ना नजर फिसले जिंद मेरी
प्यार हुआ इकरार हुआ है प्यार से फिर क्यों डरता है दिल प्यार हुआ इकरार हुआ है प्यार से फिर क्यों डरता है दिल इकरार हुआ है प्यार से फिर क्यों डरता है दिल
कहता है दिल रास्ता मुश्किल मालूम नहीं है कहाँ मंजिल
प्यार हुआ
छोड़िया बोले कंगना हाय मैं हो गई तेरी साजना तेरे बिन जियो नहीं लगता है ते मर गईया
यूं नहीं यूं लगता मैं ते मर जावा ले जा सोनिए ले जा दिल ले जा हो
Round of applause, ladies and gentlemen, for that wonderful dance performance. Excellent job.
नजर जो तेरी लागी मैं दीवानी हो गई दीवानी हाँ दीवानी दीवानी हो गई मशहूर मेरे इश्क की कहानी हो गई जो जब ने न मानी तो मैंने भी ठानी कहा थी न देखो कहाँ चली आई कहते हैं ये दीवानी मस्तानी हो गई दीवानी हाँ दीवानी दीवानी हो गई सलामी इश्क मेरी जान जरा कबूल कर लो
Y'all make some noise, come on!
जरा कबूल कर लो तुम हमसे प्यार करने की जरा सी भूल कर लो मेरा दिल बेचैन है मेरा दिल बेचैन है हम सफर के लिए मेरा दिल बेचैन है हम सफर के लिए सलामी इश्क मेरी जान जरा कबूल कर लो
Si el ritmo te lleva a mover la cabeza ya empezamos como es. Mi música no discrimina a nadie, así que vamos a romper. Toda mi gente se mueve. Mira el ritmo como los tiene. Hago música que entretiene. El mundo nos quiere, me quiere a mí. Toda mi
Y'all make some noise!
¿Dónde está mi hombre? Say yeah, yeah, yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, round of applause! The bride just killed it! She just killed the performance! Woo!
They're gonna do a really nice performance for us. Ready?
खिलन क्यों न जाए तू हो हीर रसिया खिलन क्यों न जाए तू हो हीर रसिया तुझे है तो है सारी भुइयां कहाँ है बदरी की दुल्हनिया
कुर्ती पे तेरी मलू गुलाल रंग बता ब्लू या लाल एयर में तेरे उड़ते बाल आजा रंग दूध दोनों गाल अरे सारा रा रा कबीरा सारा रा रा
बेबी के देखे झुमके लगा दे चार ठुमके छिछोरे नाचे जमके रे यूपी में दिन दहाड़े विंडो और छत पे ताड़े हम देखे आगे फाड़े रे अरे अरे तुझ पे टिकी है मेरी नोटी नजरिया तुझको बना करके तुझको बना करके तुझको बना करके ले
Let's make some noise!
तुझको बना करके ले जाएंगे बदरी की दुल्हनिया रानी बना करके ले जाएंगे बदरी की दुल्हनिया
मुन्निया रे मुन्निया बदरी की दुल्हनिया मुन्निया रे मुन्निया बदरी की दुल्हनिया
And here we go. एक बार से दिल नहीं भरता मुड़ के देख मुझे दोबारा टन 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 तारा चलती है कानों से पारा टन 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 तारा चलती है कानों से पारा खड़ी खड़ी क्या सोच रही है चल हो जाए 9 तो 11 टन 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 तारा चलती है कानों से पारा
Hold on. Good. Hold on. I got to start this record over again. Wait a minute.
तू चीज बड़ी है मस्त मस्त तू चीज बड़ी है मस्त तू चीज बड़ी है मस्त मस्त तू चीज बड़ी है मस्त नहीं तुझको कोई होश होश उस पर जो का जोश जोश नहीं तेरा कोई दोष दोष मदोष है तू हर वक्त वक्त तू चीज बड़ी है मस्त मस्त तू चीज बड़ी है मस्त तू चीज बड़ी है मस्त मस्त तू चीज बड़ी है मस्त
She say, do you love me? I tell her only partly. I only love my bed and my mom. I'm sorry.
Now watch me nay nay. Okay. Now watch me whip, whip. Watch me nay nay. Why me do it? Now watch me whip. Watch me nay nay. Okay. Now watch me whip, whip. Watch me nay nay.
No le bajamos, mas nunca paramos, es otro palo y blanco.
¿Y dónde está mi gente?
Me falta la tête.
¿Y dónde está mi gente? Say yeah yeah yeah.
I shouldn't be so angry, but I am Latin, so I get to feel whatever I want.
Cinturita suelta parece pa' mí una acróbata. Y estoy loco que conmigo te atrevas. Lúcete pa' que me pongas a prueba.
Come on, party girl, bailas like a carnival. Girl, you love the way you wine for me.
Dale, baila ahora sin parar, que llegamos al carnaval. Mueve todo eso que tienes ahí. ¡Fuego!
Baby, you're bubbling, baby. Girl, you a party animal. You hold your wine, you drive me crazy. Girl, you a party animal. Girl, you active, no, you no lazy. Girl, you a party animal. You dance so good, you dress so good. Girl, you love all your heart.
Wait a minute. Let's do Indian style.
हमको कहते सुपरमैन ऑन करो हैंडीकैम from AM to PM बंदे अच्छो सब
Y'all make some noise, everyone!
ਤੈਨੂੰ ਮੈਂ ਲਵ ਕਰਦਾ ਬੇਮਤਲਬ ਕਰਦਾ ਬਾਹੋਂ में आ सोनिए बस आज रात के लिए साडी का तुझसे है अता साडे ते हो जाए फिदा बाहों में आ सोनिए बस आज रात के लिए
Ladies and gentlemen, for that wonderful dance performance!
किंग लेके आया रिंग बन जानी अज मेरी क्वीन तू हरा पर पोज तरीफा रोज कि दसा हाउ मच हसीन तू
जाओ लफंगे ना इश्क मेरे पंगे फीलिंग तू दिल में दबा ले
कार्ड पे नाम मेरा लिखा ले बीच में ही फंसी है बात आगे बढ़ा ले बॉयफ्रेंड बना दे
किसी और को पटा ले
बॉयफ्रेंड बना दे
नजरे तू हटा ले
मुझको फंसा ले
किसी और को पटा ले
बॉयफ्रेंड बना ले
नजरे तू हटा ले Let me see that put the fire
अपनी पोड़ 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 अस्ती पोड़ कन्नाले इपड़ी पोड़ 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 इंट पोड़ कैयाले
वन्नोड ऊरकत उप्पु मूट एरिकिन वन्नोड कणपति कणमुट्टि आडवरे इंद नड पोदुमा इंद कोंजम वेणुमा इंद नड पोदुमा इंद कोंजम वेणुमा
ਰੱਖਦਾ ਮੇਰਾ ਨਖਰਾ ਤਿੱਖੀ ਤਲਵਾਰ ਵਰਗਾ ਮੁੰਡਿਆਂ ਨੂੰ ਸੁਣੀ ਉੱਤੇ ਟੰਗੀ ਰੱਖਦਾ ਵੇ ਮੇਰਾ ਨਖਰਾ ਤਿੱਖੀ ਤਲਵਾਰ ਵਰਗਾ
ਮੁੱਛਾਂ ਕੁੰਡੀਆਂ ਕਰਾਈਆਂ ਤੇਰੇ ਕਰਕੇ ਆਈ ਕੋਟ ਵਿੱਚ ਚੱਲਦੇ ਨੇ ਪਰਚੇ ਮੁੱਛਾਂ ਕੁੰਡੀਆਂ ਕਰਾਈਆਂ ਤੇਰੇ ਕਰਕੇ ਆਈ ਕੋਟ ਵਿੱਚ ਚੱਲਦੇ ਨੇ ਪਰਚੇ ਕੁੜੀਆਂ ਦੇ ਸੀਨੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਠਾ ਵੱਜਦਾ ਵੇ ਮੁੰਡਾ ਕੁੰਮੀ ਦੇ ਨਜਾਇਜ਼ ਹਥਿਆਰ ਵਰਗਾ ਕੁੜੀਆਂ ਦੇ ਸੀਨੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਠਾ ਵੱਜਦਾ ਵੇ ਮੁੰਡਾ ਕੁੰਮੀ ਦੇ ਨਜਾਇਜ਼ ਹਥਿਆਰ ਵਰਗਾ
ਤਰਸਦਾ ਜਾਪੇ ਤੂੰ ਫਰੂਟ ਸੋਣੀਏ ਲੱਗੇ ਕਿਸੇ ਪਰੀ ਦਾ ਸਰੂਪ ਸੋਣੀਏ ਤਰਸਦਾ ਜਾਪੇ ਤੂੰ ਫਰੂਟ ਸੋਣੀਏ ਨੀ ਲੱਗੇ ਕਿਸੇ ਪਰੀ ਦਾ ਸਰੂਪ ਸੋਣੀਏ ਦੇਖਾਂਗੇ ਹੁਸਨ ਕੀ ਕਾਰੇ ਕਰੂਗਾ ਪੱਲੇ ਤੋੜਦੀ
शराब वांगू निकली दा ते तीन चार गप्परू हिला के कीते दा फायदा की पलाजो पाके निकली दा ते तीन चार गप्परू हिला के कीते दा फायदा की पलाजो पाके निकली दा
Round of applause, ladies and gentlemen! And now, ladies and gentlemen, it's time to party. So requesting everybody out your seats for a report to the dance floor. And let's join Varun and Abby on the open dance floor right now, ladies and gentlemen. Everyone out your seats right now. Don't be shy. Come on.
आज बजेगी किसी के सैया छोटे छोटे बहनों के छोटे छोटे भाइयों के बड़े भैया बचपन की घड़ियां नए सफर में कट जाएगी प्यार की नो टच आप आगे देखिए एक बार फोटो है ना वन विदाउट सारे पीछे कर दे This is your best look so far.
दुल्हन तो मैचिंग दूल्हा रे है साडी अखां दे तारे नगाड़े संग शहनाई शहनाई पी पी बाजे रे मुहल्ले सज गए ने सज गए ने सज गए ने चौबारे हाय भूख तंदूर ते चूल्हा रे दुल्हन को मैचिंग दूल्हा रे एक छोरी कटारी मुंडा एक शिकारी रस्में तोड़ दौड़ के हंगामा कर दे कुंडली की लकीरों पे मोहब्बत भारी जुमले जोड़ जाड़ के अफसाना पढ़ दे सज के धज के डोलियां ते नाचे रच के डोलियां संग संग शहनाई शहनाई पी पी बाजे रे मोहल्ले सज गए ने सज गए ने सज गए ने चौबारे उमंगे झूले झूला रे दुल्हन तो खोल कपड़े सजे सब खोल के दरवाजे सब हाथे हाथों मेहंदी लग गई पठाओ बुलारी टकनी बनते के जेवर मखनी उड़ते नैनों की दोनों का पतंग बाजी महंगी पड़ गई ओ आई सज के धज के डोलियां ते नाच रच के ढोलियां ते संग शहनाई शहनाई पी पी बाजे रे मोहल्ले सज गए ने सज गए ने सज गए ने चौबारे दुल्हन को मैचिंग दूल्हा रे ओ साडी अखां दे तारे आगे बैंड बाजा आए दुल्हे राजा
Once again, ladies and gentlemen, make some noise!
पीछे बाराती आगे बैंड बाजा आए दुल्हे राजा गोरी खोल दरवाजा पीछे बाराती
Once again, ladies and gentlemen, a big round of applause for Varun Gulati. Ladies and gentlemen, let's give a big round of applause and let's make some noise for the bride, Abby Surandra. Once again, ladies and gentlemen, let's make some noise for the beautiful bride, Abby Surandra. Ladies and gentlemen, let's give a big round of applause! Once again, ladies and gentlemen, let's make some noise for Varun and Abby.
सहस्रकोटिमुदारिणे नमः मङ्गलं भगवान् विष्णु मङ्गलं गरुडध्वज मङ्गलं पुण्डरीकाक्षं मङ्गलायतनो हरिः ॐ आदित्यावसवो रुद्रा विश्वे देवा मरुद्गणः तिलकन्ते प्रक्षन्ते धर्म कामार्थ सिद्धया ओम महालक्ष्मीश्च विद्महे सर्वशक्तये च धीमहि तन्नो लक्ष्मी प्रचोदयात्। ओम आदित्यावसवो रुद्रा विश्वे देवा मरुद्गणाः तिलकन्ते प्रक्षन्ते धर्म कामार्थ सिद्धया। ओम देवी प्रपन्नार्ति हरे प्रसीद प्रसीद मातर जगतोऽखिलस्य प्रसीद विश्वेश्वरि पाहि विश्वं त्वमीश्वरी देवी चराचरस्य। देवी प्रपन्नार्ति हरे प्रसीद प्रसीद मातर जगतोऽखिलस्य प्रसीद विश्वेश्वरि पाहि विश्वं त्वमीश्वरी देवी चराचरस्य। आदित्यावसवो रुद्रा विश्वे देवा मरुद्गणाः तिलकन्ते प्रक्षन्ते धर्म कामार्थ सिद्धया। ओम कुलदेवताभ्यो नमः ओम रुद्रामदेवताभ्यो नमः ओम स्थानदेवताभ्यो नमः ओम सर्वेभ्यो देवेभ्यो नमः ओम सर्वेभ्यो ब्राह्मणेभ्यो नमः। दोनों हाथों से ओम सिद्धि बुद्धि सहिताय श्रीमन्महागणाधिपतये नमः। संकल्प अब हम संकल्प करो। ये बांधेंगे तो दांत हो जाएंगे। बहन लगाएगी बांध। ठीक है ओके ओके। अब इसकी कैसा पत्ता ठीक ओके स्टार्ट।
ज्ञानं प्रथमं पुरस्तात् द्वितीयमतः वेनावः सौज्ञा उपमास्य विष्टा सदस्यो निमदसत्यविवः नाके सवर्णमुभयत्पदन्तकं हृदावेनन्दो अभ्यचक्षतत्वात् हिरण्यपक्षं वर्णस्य दूतं यमशियो नौशकनं वरण्यम् आप्यायस्व समेतते विश्वतः सोमवृष्णियं भवावाजस्य सङ्गते यो रुद्रा अग्नो य अप्सवोडदीर् यो रुद्रा विश्वा भुवना विवेश तस्मै रुद्राय नमो अस्तु इदं वृष्णर्प्यचक्रमे त्रेधा निददे पदं समूढमस्य वागं सुरे इन्द्रं विश्वा विवृतं समुद्रव्यससङ्गिरः प्रथीतमगं रथीनां वाजानागं सत्पतिं पतिम् आपो वा इदगं सर्वं विश्वाभूतान्याप प्राणावाप पशुवापोन्नमापमृतमापः सम्राडापो हिरण्यगर्भ गर्भस्थं हेमबीजं विभावसोः अनंत पुण्य फलतम अतः शांतिं प्रयच्छ मे इमां कन्यां प्रतिपादयामि। कन्यादानमुहूर्तस्सु मुहूर्तोऽस्ति भवन्तो महान्तो न गृह्णन्तो शुभमुहूर्तोऽस्तु सुप्रतिष्ठितमस्तु। So you have to take care of your property. Okay? बेटे आओ जरा बात लगाओ। आ जाओ सोनिया। हाँ बेटा बस थैंक यू। अब बहन ने गांठ लगा के आशीर्वाद लिया है। ये हमारी सनातन धर्म की बहन अपने भाई के लिए भाभी के लिए शुभकामना ग्रंथि बंधन इसको कहते हैं और जीवन भर साथ निभाने के लिए ये बांधी जाती है। ओके बेटा यू ओम अयंतर्मात्मा जात वेदस्ते ने धसवर्ध सचेतवर्धया चाष्मान् प्रजया पशुभिर्ब्रह्मवर्चसे नानाद्येन समेधय स्वाहा इदं अग्नये जातवेदसेदर्नमम् ॐ अयन्तयन्मात्मा जातवेदस्तेने वसवर्धसचेद्वर्धय चाष्मान् प्रजया पशुभिर्ब्रह्मवर्चसे नानाद्येन समेधय स्वाहा ओम इदमग्ने जातवेदसेदं नमः स्वधायै नमः स्वाहा ओम स्वाहायै नमः स्वाहा ओम मातृभ्यो नमः स्वाहा ओम लोकमातृभ्यो नमः स्वाहा ओम हृष्टये नमः स्वाहा ओम पुष्टये नमः स्वाहा ओम तुष्टये नमः स्वाहा आत्मना कुलदेवताय नमः स्वाहा ओम भूर्भुवः स्वः सूर्याय नमः स्वाहा ओम भूर्भुवः स्वः चंद्रमाय नमः स्वाहा ओम भूर्भुवः स्वः भौमाय नमः स्वाहा ओम भूर्भुवः स्वः बुधाय नमः स्वाहा ओम भूर्भुवः स्वः गुरुवे नमः स्वाहा ओम भूर्भुवः स्वः शुक्राय नमः स्वाहा तस्मिन् ब्रह्मण्यस्मिन् क्षत्रेयस्याम् आशिषस्याम् पुरोधायाम् अस्मिन् कर्मण्यस्याम्
देवहूत्याग स्वाहा वरुणाय तन्नमः सोमवोटदी नामधिपतिस्तमावत्तस्मिन् ब्रह्मण्यस्मिन् क्षत्रियस्याम् आठितस्यां पुरोधायामस्मिन् कर्मण्यस्यां देवहूत्याग स्वाहा सोमाय तन्नमः सविता प्रथवानामधिपतिस्तमावत्तस्मिन् ब्रह्मण्यस्मिन् क्षत्रियस्याम् आठितस्यां पुरोधायामस्मिन् कर्मण्यस्यां देवहूत्याग स्वाहा सवित्रे
बेटी बेटी के आगे बेटी के आगे बेटी के आगे केयरफुली बेटी के आगे ओके बेटा यो यो ओम परम मृत्यु अनुपरे पंथायते नेतरो देवयानाद सुमते समते तीव्रमाम न प्रजारितो मोत वीरान नहीं बस हो गया थैंक यू स्वाहा वन आहुति आहुति कहाँ आहुति कुछ भी स्वाहा थैंक यू ओके ये मीठा थोड़ा लड्डू थोड़ा लड्डू है इसमें इनको दे लड्डू चढ़ाएंगे दोनों को थोड़ा थोड़ा इसमें चढ़ाओ ओम भूपतये स्वाहा भुवनपतये स्वाहा भूतानां पतये स्वाहा अब बेटी का भाई योर ब्रदर ब्रदर उसको तिलक लगाओ आप यू आर आप या राइट राइट ओम अर्यमणं देवं कन्या अग्निमयक्षत सनो आर्यमा देव लेतो मुंचतो मापते दो बेटा दोनों स्वाहा हियर स्वाहा ओके मोर मोर ओम इयं नार्युपवृते लाजानावभन्तिका आयुष्मानस्तु मे पतिरेदन्तां ज्ञातयो मम स्वाहा इदं अग्नये इदन्नमम् ॐ इमां लाजानावमामग्नौ समृद्धीकरणं तव मम तुभ्यं च संवननं तदग्निरनु मन्यताम्यगुं स्वाहा अब थोड़ा थोड़ा आप लोग थोड़ा सा कुर्सी चेयर इसको चेयर थोड़ा आगे पीछे करो आप भी पीछे करो चलो बेटा थोड़ा म्यूजिक बढ़ा दो म्यूजिक अप करो थोड़ा अब बेटा आपको आगे आना है यू आर फर्स्ट अग्ने अग्ने नय सुपताराय अस्मान् विश्वानि देव
युनानि विद्वान् युयोधस्मजुरानमेनो भूयिष्ठान्ते नम भुक्तिं विधेम।
अब सेम पोजीशन में जैसे आप लोग थे वैसे ही खड़े होना है आप इधर वो उधर नहीं हाँ ओके चल अब हाथ बेटा आप हाथ करो इधर उसका हाथ इधर रखो राइट में उधर भाई किधर गया भैया इधर आओ नहीं इधर नहीं जाना है इधर आना है इधर रहना है इधर में रहना है चलो
Now he can fit anywhere.
कोई बात ओम अर्यमणं देवं कन्याग्निषुत स नो अर्यमा देव प्रेतो मुञ्चतो मापते स्वाहा इदं अर्यमणे नमः ओम इयं नारुवृते लाजानाववन्तिका आयुष्मानस्तु मे पतिरेदन्तां जातयो मम स्वाहा इदं अग्ने इदन्नमम् ॐ इमां लाजानावपामग्नौ समृद्धीकरणं तव मम तुभ्यं च संवरणं तदग्निरनन्यतामियगुं स्वाहा। चलो बेटा राउंड फर्स्ट। ओम मंगलम भगवान
मंगलम गरुड़ध्वज मंगलम पुंडरीकाक्ष मंगलायतनो हरिः सर्वमंगलमांगल्ये शिवे सर्वार्थसाधके शरण्ये त्र्यंबके गौरी नारायणी नमोस्तुते।
देवी प्रपन्नार्ति
हरे प्रसीद प्रसीद मातर जगतोऽखिलस्य प्रसीद विश्वेश्वरि भागि विश्वं तमेश्वरि देहि चराचरस्य। ॐ हिरण्यवर्णां हरिणीं सुवर्णरजतस्रजां चन्द्रां हिरण्मयीं लक्ष्मीं जातवेदो महावः तां महावह जातवेदो लक्ष्मीमणपगामिनीम्।
मर्यमणं देवं कन्याग्निमृतसहस्रर्यमा देवप्रेतो मज्जदो मा बदे स्वाहा। ओम इयं नारवृते लाजारामनिकावाचमनतिव्रतां ज्ञातयो मम। नहीं बेटा अब वहीं रहो ना, अभी आहुति देना है 3। मैं बोलता ना ऐसे करना है। ओम ये नाम जातयो मम स्वाहा। ओम इमं लाजारावरुं निसमयरुदमुत्तमं सुमनंतं कनिमनतामयं स्वाहा। कितना कौन सा राउंड है?
थर्ड वन
आउट
सेकंड है थर्ड वन।
चलो मंगलम भगवान
मंगलम गरुड़ध्वज मंगलम पुंडरीकाक्ष मंगलायतनो हरिः सर्वमंगलमांगल्ये शिवे सर्वार्थसाधके शरण्ये त्र्यंबके गौरी नारायणी नमोस्तुते।
ओम दो बेटा फिर हाथ में से पकड़ो। ओम नमो भगाय स्वाहा। ओम प्रजापतये स्वाहा। ओम भगाय स्वाहा। नॉन स्टॉप 4 राउंड फर्स्ट। ओम
ओम मंगलम भगवान विष्णुर्मंगलम गरुड़ध्वज मंगलम पुंडरीकाक्ष मंगलायतनो हरिः सर्वमंगलमांगल्ये शिवे सर्वार्थसाधके शरण्ये त्र्यंबके गौरी नारायणी नमोस्तुते। सहस्रमूर्तये सहस्रपादाक्षिशिरोरुबाहवे सहस्रनाम्ने पुरुषाय शाश्वते सहस्रकोटियुगधारिणे नमः।
ओम सर्वमंगलमांगल्ये शिवे
सर्वार्थसाधके शरण्ये त्र्यंबके गौरी नारायणी नमोस्तुते। शरणागत दीनार्तपरित्राणपरायणे सर्वस्यार्ति हरे देवी नारायणी नमोस्तुते।
ओम श्रीश्चते लक्ष्मी सपत्नवरात्रे पार्श्वे नक्षत्राणि रूपशिनो व्यात्तम् ईशानां सर्वलोकम् ईशानः।
ओम हिरण्यवर्णां हरिणीं सुवर्णरजतस्रजां चन्द्रां हिरण्मयीं लक्ष्मीं जातवेदो महावहं तां महावह जातवेदो लक्ष्मीमणपगामिनीं यस्यां हिरण्यं विन्देयङ्गामश्वं पुरुषानहम् अश्वपूर्वामृतमध्यामस्य नाथप्रभूतिनीं श्रियं देवीमुपह्वये श्रीर्मा देवीर्जुषताम्। कांशोऽस्मितां हिरण्यप्राकाराम् आर्द्रां ज्वलन्तीं तृप्तां तर्पयन्तीं पद्मे स्थितां पद्मवर्णां तामिहोपह्वये श्रियं चन्द्रां प्रभातां यशसा ज्वलन्तीं श्रियं लोके देवजटामुदारां तां पद्मिनीं शरणमहं प्रपद्ये। लक्ष्मीर्वेणस्य तां तां वृणे आदित्यवर्णे तपसोऽधि जातो वनस्पतिस्तव वृक्षोतबिल्वः तस्य फलानि तपसानुदन्तु मायान्तरायाश्च बाह्या लक्ष्मीः। उपैतमां देवतः कीर्तिश्च मणिनाथः प्रादुर्भूतोऽस्मि राष्ट्रेष्ठं कीर्तिमर्ध्यं ददातु मे क्षुत्पिपासामलाञ्जेष्टामलक्ष्मीर्नाशयाम्यहम् अभूतिमासमर्जिं च सर्वान्नुन्नति मे गृहात् गन्धद्वारान्दुराधरिणां नित्यपुष्टाङ्गरीषिणीम् ईश्वरीकं सर्वभूतानां तामिहोपह्वये श्रियम्।
अब 7 स्टेप बेटे धीरे धीरे आपने अग्नि की तरफ लगाने हैं। 7 स्टेप, ओके, स्लोली स्लोली। यहीं पर थोड़ा सा पीछे बैक में हो जाओ। स्लोली स्लोली। ओम एष एकपदी भव सा मामनुवृता भव विष्णु स्वानयतु पुत्रान् विद्यावहे वंस्ते सदृष्टया। ओम ऊर्जे द्विपदी भव। शस्त्रशक्ति सत्परायणा। ओम राजस्पोषाय त्रिपदी भव। ओम चतुष्पदी भव। ओम पंचपदी भव। ओम षट्पदी भव। ओम सप्तपदी भव। 7 क्यों किए 7 बेटा। पहला बल वृद्धि के लिए, तीसरा धन वृद्धि के लिए और सुख वृद्धि के लिए, प्रजा पालन के लिए, ऋतु व्यवहार के लिए और मित्रता वृद्धि के लिए। इस प्रकार से सप्तमे सागरश्चैव सप्तद्वीपा सपर्वता येषां सप्तऋषि पत्नी नाम तेषां मां दर्श साक्षिणः। सप्तऋषि, सप्तसागर, सप्तद्वीप और सप्तऋषि कदम से कदम मिलाने का संकल्प लेते हुए अपना स्थान बदल देते हैं।
This is how you are taking oath today, both of you. Okay? Watch out.
चलो, गुड। वरुण बेटा अब माइक ले लो, अब अपने अपने वचन बोलो। पंडित जी तुम माइक दे दो, बैठो। Sit down. Go. सिंदूर मंगलसूत्र, सिंदूर मंगलसूत्र, ओके, मंगलसूत्र। Okay.
Ready? Okay. We're going to do our vows now. So Varun and I both wrote these ourselves. Varun, the first time I laid my eyes on you, I immediately knew you were someone special. My heart hoped that you would be someone special to me, and my brain went right into scheming on how to make that happen. 5 amazing, beautiful years later, and a couple before that, where you didn't quite know yet that we were together, and here we are today. Never in my wildest dreams did I think the person I would be standing across from would fit into the puzzle of my life as perfect as you do. Our story may have started with me noticing you, but every day since then, you've chosen, day after day, hour after hour, minute after minute, to truly see me, listen closely to my soul's desires, hold my heart in your hands,
and love me tirelessly. And I know my antics tire you out sometimes. 5 years later, I still haven't stopped scheming. Except now, I think about how to be the partner that protects the beauty in your heart, the kindness in your eyes, the vulnerability in your soul, the limitless compassion you have for this world, and most importantly, the partner who protects your stomach from egg. In the presence of our family and friends, I promise you a few things as we head into this journey called marriage. I promise to try to close all the caps on my toothpaste, shampoo, and everything else I leave open. I promise to try to close the fridge door after I open it. And now that I have all of the hard stuff out of the way, Varun, I promise to fight for us and be your umbrella as you have been for me on every rainy day. I promise to never take our love for granted and nurture our relationship with intention. I promise to support your dreams and be beside you as you rally for the causes and people that are important to you. I promise to love you through your imperfections, if I can ever find any. And lastly, I promise to approach our relationship with an open heart and assume best intention. Our love is a journey and one that I could not be more thankful, filled with gratitude, and excited for. I love you.
That egg thing is pretty important, actually. I'm going old school. Abhisheka, aka Abby. I often reflect on the time when the spark was ignited between us. It was the second time that we met at our dance team's welcome dinner, and you greeted me with a warm smile. I blinked a few times, looked you straight in the eye, and said, "Sorry, what was your name again?" Okay, that wasn't my brightest moment, but the time I'm really talking about was actually a year later on a 14-hour international flight that we took with our dance team. As the plane soared 30,000 feet above the Atlantic Ocean, you and I shared adjacent seats. And for those 14 hours, we talked and talked and talked and talked some more until the wheels of the plane touched the ground. I reflect back often on that moment because I think it is both a herald and a microcosm of our relationship. You and I ventured into that conversation and the subsequent 5 years with the vulnerability and the tenderness that has been the hallmark of our partnership. Abby, the people in this room know various facets of you. They see you as a brilliant person and a hard worker, an adventurous soul and a phenomenally good listener, an unconditionally loving daughter, and a very nagging sister. I see all of that in you, but I also have the immense privilege of having you as my best friend and my partner. And I treasure the love that you've given me in those capacities. You recognize that deep down, I am a sensitive little flower. And you embrace that with a tender love that is unparalleled. You also acknowledge my humanity and are patient and guiding in the moments when I stumble or am not my best. And you nurture my inner child by constantly encouraging me to be more creative and playful. So in the presence of our loved ones, I take 5 vows. First, I promise to ground our relationship in growth and vulnerability. I will continue to support you and nurture you, our relationship, and myself, so that we constantly grow into being better versions of ourselves for our friends, our families, and our communities. Second, I promise to always hold you with the utmost respect and the most responsible intention. Even in the worst of times or in the most heated argument, I will hold true that we are on the same team, and I will treat you with love and kindness. Third, I promise to always have an ample supply of Babyville cheese in our home. Fourth, I promise to help us lead lives of intention. Our existence is a precious miracle, and I will do everything I can to root us in purpose and in our shared morality. Fifth, I promise to contribute a sense of joy and adventure to our relationship. I will help us remember that few things are ever worth taking seriously, and nothing is more important than the present moment. Abby, I'm incredibly proud of the trusting, accepting, and caring relationship that we have built, and even prouder to call you my wife. I love you very much, and I'm so lucky to spend the rest of my life with you.
ओके बेटा लाइन देना यार
वधूरिमागं समेत पश्यतां सौभाग्यमस्यै दत्त्वायातास्तं विपरीतनाम् इमान्दमिन्द्रमेढस्तु भद्रागं शुभदां गुरो दुशास्यां पुत्रानाधेकिपतिमेकादशं कृते माङ्गल्यं तन्तुनानेन मम जीवनहेतुनां खण्डे बध्नामि शुभगे सञ्जीव शरदः सतम् माङ्गल्यं तन्तुनानेन मम जीवनहेतुना खण्डे बध्नामि शुभगे सञ्जीव शरदः सतम् माङ्गल्यं तन्तुनानेन मम जीवनहेतुना कारणमुहूर्तस्तु मुहूर्तोऽस्तु भवन्तो महान्तो न गृह्णन्तो शुभमुहूर्तोऽस्तु सुप्रतिष्ठितमस्तु कारणमुहूर्तस्तु मुहूर्तोऽस्तु भवन्तो महान्तो न गृह्णन्तो
Once again, ladies and gentlemen, a big, big round of applause for Varun and Abby.
Everybody, Om Saubhagyamastu Om Shubham भवतु
भवतु
ओम
ओम
सौभाग्यमस्तु
सौभाग्यमस्तु
ओम
ओम
शुभम
शुभम
भवतु
भवतु
ओम
ओम
सौभाग्यमस्तु
सौभाग्यमस्तु
ओम
ओम
शुभम
शुभम
भवतु
भवतु
शुभम
ओम हृद्यास्महव्ये नमसा वसद्य मित्रं देवं मित्रधेयन्नास्तु अनुराधान् विडावर्धयन्तः शतञ्जीवेम शरदस्स वीराः नवो नवो भवन्नये जनिविते स्वाहा अग्नय इदन्नमम सोमाय जनिविते स्वाहा इदन्नमम
अब आप दोनों इधर आ जाइए अब उधर ऐसे ऐसे जाओ बेटा दिस वे
नोधिराजः नक्षत्राणागं तदभिषक्वतिष्ठः तो देवेभ्यः कृणुतो दीर्घमायुः दीर्घायुष्यमस्तु आयुरारोग्य ऐश्वर्याभिवृद्धिरस्तु मनोवाञ्छाभीष्टफलसिद्धिरस्तु दीर्घमायुः
Once again, ladies and gentlemen, a big round of applause for the parents of the bride, Uma and Ala Sondram. Please put your hands together for Seema and Vinay Gulati. Next up, ladies and gentlemen, we have the bride's brother. Please put your hands together for Gautam Sondram.
Girls be looking like Debbie Fly. I pick to the beat, walking down the street.
Y'all make some noise. Right, please put your hands together for the groom's sister and brother-in-law, Sonia and Sora Mahajan. Round of applause, ladies and gentlemen. My pleasure and honor to introduce to you, walking for the very first time as husband and wife. Please put your hands together for Varun and Abby! Let's make some noise!
When I say Abby, you say shaker. Abby, Abby. When I say Varun, you say Fafu. Varun, Varun. What is going on? You guys having a good time tonight? My name is Karthik. I'm Harsha. And her mic needs to be turned on if possible. When Varun and Abby made the grave mistake of asking us to emcee the reception, our first reaction was, how can we make it a complete disaster? And so with all of your permission, and really none of yours, if it's okay with you guys, throughout this evening, we ourselves would like to transform into Varun and Abby and show you guys a little bit of what happens behind the scenes. Is that okay? That sounds all right? All right, ready for the transformation? Ready? 1. Oh, we gotta get the mic on. Can you get the mic check?
Is it me? Am I not pressing the button?
कोई बात नहीं, कभी-कभी होता है. बड़ी-बड़ी देशों में ऐसे छोटी-छोटी चीजें होती हैं. The dance floor is really nice, actually. Nice, spacious. About to get sweaty.
How about this? Can everyone hear me?
Hold up. All right, you guys ready for us to transform again? Should we try it again? Ready? 1, 2, 3.
Wait, which one's Abby?
Friends, family, community, and universe. Oh, this beautiful universe. I am Varun Gulati. But more important than me are all of you. So please, a huge round of applause for yourselves.
And I'm Abby, but you all already knew that. I mean, who doesn't?
Oh, yeah, where were we? The universe. Oh, this beautiful, beautiful universe. What a blessing it really is. What a blessing it really is. And this universe, I was brought into this universe by 2 incredible, incredible people. So it gives me incredible desire, pleasure, passion, energy, excitement, community to introduce Mr. and Mrs. Gulati!
Whenever we open a book, we see their acknowledgements in the beginning of the book. So I have to start off with bookish stuff, you see. And the acknowledgements over here must go as a thanks to Varun and Abby, who really organized such a beautiful function. It was greatly their endurance and perseverance that we are over here enjoying ourselves. Thank you. I wanted to speak extempore, but Seema said that I should make a prepared speech. So there's a prepared speech here on my cell phone. There's one caveat though. I said I'll keep on speaking until my cell phone battery dies. I'm Good evening, everyone. Okay, jokes aside. On behalf of my wife Seema, my daughter Sonia, her husband Saurabh, and the entire Gulati clan, I want to express our deep gratitude to everyone here tonight. To start off, we want to thank the entire Sundaram family, to Abby's parents. We are so honored to welcome you all and your daughter into our family. From the first moment we met her, we knew our son Varun had found someone truly special. As we met the rest of her family, we learned where Abby's kindness, generosity, humility comes from. We are so deeply grateful to join our 2 families together. We also wish to thank and express gratitude to all family members from both the Gulati and Sundaram families who are here tonight, especially to those who have come from across the 7 seas. They say that all a man has is his family. Looking across this room tonight at our new extended family and my son and new daughter, I think of how incredibly fortunate we are. We truly have everything. Lastly, for my son, I thought I would share with the audience 2 stories tonight of Varun's youth. I still remember the day when you were in pre-K and we had bought a car with a sunroof. You told your teacher that your parents had bought a car with a hole in the roof. As you all know, Varun has a great love for dancing. For as long as he could walk, Varun has had a bounce in his step. I remember when Varun came home one day from kindergarten and announced, "Guess what? I met a Hindi boy at school." To our surprise, we said, "That's great, but how did you know that he was Indian?" And Varun replied, "Oh, because he knew the song, Tu cheez badi hai mast mast." As the years have gone by, I've been simply amazed at the incredible young man our little boy has become. He bears all of the best qualities we could want in him, namely loyalty, generosity, and an enthusiasm for life that lifts everyone around him. He was Mr. Columbia, really popular. However, what makes us happiest is that Varun has found a truly perfect partner for life, who shares all of those qualities and more. Together, the 2 show passion for dancing, hiking, traveling, family, and living a life full of love. They both went down into the Grand Canyons, right down into the bowls of the Grand Canyon. Great job. Ladies and gentlemen, I ask you all to raise your glass and toast the couple of the evening, my son and new daughter, Abby.
All I want to add, Abby, is welcome home. You have a new daughter.
Okay. Didn't know that was an option. Is this offensive? Is it bad for me to be up here? Okay. It is what it is. Thank you, Mr. and Mrs. Gulati. That was beautiful. Let me tell you a couple things about Mrs. Gulati. Being around Varun's mother is like watching your favorite Bollywood movie from the 90s. Because there's a lot of playful bickering, there's a lot of laughs, and there's love oozing out of every single word that she says. So instantly, when you meet her, she makes you feel like you're part of her family. Let me show you how. A couple days ago, when I showed up at Varun's house for the Mehndi, I walk in, and the first words that his mother says to me, I walk in, the first words is, "Beta! Zara ye ice pakdo? Bhook lag rahi hai kya? Khana kha lo?" Which translates to, "Dear son, here's a 10-pound bag of ice. Are you hungry? Please eat." So it's really no shocker to anyone, the kind of love that she exudes. And I think we all know exactly where Varun gets his very loving and sometimes goofy smile, who he gets that from. And it's his mother. So it's a great delight for me to invite Varun and his mother to dance together.
Once again, ladies and gentlemen, let's make some noise. Come on.
So you guys are all here now, but let's just play out for you guys what Varun and Abby were like half an hour ago. Ready for this? 1, 2, 3. Oh my God, Abby, I'm freaking out. The guests are about to be here in 15 minutes. The ice cream is hot. The food is cold. Have you had the tea? The cardamom is totally overpowering the cinnamon. And Chris didn't even do his meditation today. Should I be freaking out about his meditation? I don't know. I just don't know.
Varun, it's fine. We got this. We got this. Okay. We'll serve Taco Bell for dinner. We got McFlurries for dessert. The chai is going to be amazing, and Chris meditated yesterday.
Oh, he did? You're so incredible.
Team Gulabi.
Team Gulabi.
Luckily, Abby didn't have to deal with any of this growing up because she always had her parents' amazing food to rely on. So can we please hear it from Mr. and Mrs. Sundaram here on stage?
All right, I'm not from the teaching profession, so I have a fixed speech. So I'm not going to continue all the way through that. So let's start with, go ahead.
I'm also emotional today, and I'm not a public speaker, so I'm just going to try what I can do. Please go. So good evening, everyone. My husband and I are just so overwhelmed with the support and love we have gotten to see for Abby and Varun. We are overjoyed that Varun and Abby got to celebrate these special moments this weekend with their family and friends, and we would just like to thank everyone who came out, took the time out to spend the time with us, all the way from New Delhi to Kanyakumari.
I second that. Thank you, everyone. Thanks for coming here and making this event so nice. Since Abby was a little kid, we have always been so impressed with her. Abby has always been ambitious in whatever she do. From the young age.
So Abby skipped a grade. I'm not sure how many people know that. She did do her second grade. She went from the first to the third grade. And in her any extracurricular activity, she gave it her all the time.
Whether it is a tennis or dance, she gave 100%, 120% she does, always. She continued the dance, but she gave the tennis to her brother.
Well, she gives the tennis to her brother.
So, tennis, we see that same ambition in her today also, except it has been more honed in. It is honed in on her head, but also more importantly, on really trying to make a positive difference in the lives of our family, friends, and community. We have gotten to know Varun really well these last 5 years, of course, through Abby, so, and through Uma, of course. And we see that Abby and Varun's, goals and values and attitude of living their lives to the fullest to match up so perfectly.
So we are so excited to see you all, to see Abby and Varun's relationship continue to blossom and grow even stronger. We are also so excited to welcome new family members into her family, and Varun, and will always be our son.
So please join us in raising our glasses to Abby and Varun and wish them an amazing marriage.
A round of applause. Yes. Very beautiful. Very beautiful indeed. That's what it is like now. But I've taken permission from Abby's father for this. But if I were to imagine, just hypothetically speaking, what it was like when Varun met Abby's father the first time. Maybe this is how it would go. I'm Varun. It's such a privilege to be in your presence. Varun, Varun Subramaniam, Abby, he's Tamil, Oh, well, actually, Uncle, my family's from Punjab, but I grew up in Maryland, and identity is a really interesting thing when you start to think about it. You know what I mean? No. I don't know what you mean. He's not Tamil, huh? Abby, he's not Tamil, huh? No, Uncle, I really like Tamil culture and I love Tamil women. Not Tamil women, Abby, just Abby, only Abby. I love hanging out with Abby. And I even have a Tamil friend. His name is Narayan. We call him Nannu. And of course, Narayan is not helping any of this, sheepishly standing in the corner praising Abby's friends. Hey, when it comes in, when it comes in, when it comes in, Nannu, eh? Oh, good, Varun. So maybe Abhisheka should just hang out with Nannu. What do you think about that one? No, of course, all of this is entirely made up. I think if you've seen Varun interact with Abby's father and mother over the last few days, you appreciate the beauty, almost divinity with which they've accepted him into their family. It's truly a beautiful relationship. And so with that, a lot of excitement and a real honor to introduce Abby dancing with her father.
Everyone make some noise. Let's go. Let's make some noise. Come on. Yeah. Here we go. Round of applause, ladies and gentlemen.
So nice. Hello? Okay, it works. I was thinking maybe I could get out of the speech. I'm just kidding.
It's so nice to be here, and as I've already said before, thank you so much for every week for coming. It's been such a wonderful week, not just seeing you guys together, but being able to meet even more of your friends. I thought I knew absolutely about everybody in your life, but clearly I was wrong. And I feel like a lot of people know what you were like now, so I was thinking about taking the audience on a memory trip. So Varun, as you guys know right now, loves to travel. I can say that he takes his love of chai from my mom. There was a time in my life when my mom would have chai, I think I'd say about maybe 5 or 6 times a day. And this was very common in her house. Not only that, but whenever she goes places, she insists on making the chai because it's never as good as when she makes it. And thus, Varun learned the chai routine, and now chai night is born. So that's now. If we take a trip back into memory lane, let's see. What stories was I told that I'm not allowed to say? Okay. So Varun was actually not known as Varun. If you can imagine, there was a time back when Varun was really geeky. So he was known as Varun's little sister. I'm sorry, it's Sonia's little brother. You know what I was trying to say. And my friends literally didn't know who he was. He was wearing glasses, geeky, had oversized shirts, as somebody mentioned yesterday, a couple sizes too big. And he loved Pokemon, which is something you guys are not supposed to know. He went to Pokemon conventions, got the Pokemon Red Wing. Let's see, joined some kind of trading thing, got some cousins involved, spent endless amount of time just playing these games over and over. Bought trading games, trading cards, had binders full, which now I'm sure would be worth a lot of money, so if you want to give that to me as a gift, I can kind of pawn that off now, since you don't have that interest anymore. And if I'm not mistaken, his favorite was Pikachu. I'm not mistaken. I actually have a really embarrassing picture on my phone, so I'll show that to everybody later. And it's basically Varun sitting with a Pikachu that's probably the size of his entire first half. It's huge. And so it's Varun and the Pikachu, and he's wearing a Pokemon shirt. And it says that I'm the Pokemon master, because you go through all of these levels, and I don't remember, I wasn't really a Pokemon person, but basically you can become a Pokemaster or something. Is that right, Varun?
Good job, you got it.
Yeah, that's what I thought. So that's what Varun used to be like. And I can remember quite a few times when my friends would come over, and they'd be like, oh, who's he? Oh, that's Varun, he's in the magnet program, he's geeky, he likes to do homework, Kumon, all this kind of stuff that nobody's even, really heard of. And the magnet school basically had him working full-time, but the magnet school never really kept him from doing his antics. So everybody knows Varun for doing all sorts of crazy things. If I'm eating dinner, I get up from the table, biggest mistake ever, do not get up from the table when you're sitting next to Varun. He will take your sweet yogurt, ice cream, something, move it aside, put chili peppers, and then cover it. That way, when you're eating your food, and you want something to kind of, combat the taste of your mom's spicy cooking, you eat the sweet yogurt, and you're like, oh my goodness, why is this thing so spicy? Oh, I know, because at the bottom of it, there's chili peppers. So, this is something that he's tried, not just with me, but with 1 or 2 other people. So, fair warning, I don't know if he still does this, but Abby, just beware. There's also another time I'm thinking of when this was also fairly common. I had a couple of friends come over from school, I think this was maybe around high school, and Varun always wanted to know what it was that girls do when they have sleepovers. So he would try and come in and be like, no, no boys allowed, you guys really can't come in this room. Girls only, blah, 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 shut the door on him. And next thing you know, I'm hearing laughter. Why is Varun laughing? Varun's in the next room. I don't understand why he's laughing. We're the ones who are whispering and sharing secrets. And next thing I know, I find that there is a sound that comes out. Kind of like when you have a mic and it's too close to a receiver and you hear feedback. I'm like, wait a second, where's the sound coming from? Oh, I know. Varun took a baby monitor and put one end in my room under my bed and took the other end so he could hear what it was that we do when we're having sleepovers. So, that's just a couple of stories. when I go home, Varun doesn't kill me. So he goes to college, and literally, up until he graduated, he was known as the geeky brother. Very shy, couple of close friends, but really not too popular or outgoing. I remember visiting him when he was a freshman.
How did you love him?
Because it's funny. I remember visiting him when he was a freshman at Columbia. I kid you not, everywhere I went, it was, oh, you're Varun's older sister? Yeah, I have a name. No. You are known because of him. Okay, I can kind of see how that works. Everywhere we go out to lunch, dinner, anywhere, he's always meeting people. Hey man, hey you, what's up? Wow, Varun really has a lot of friends, and they all really know him. He must be really popular. And thus, that was just the beginning. Fast forward all through the 4 years, he did extremely well at Columbia, as most of you know, and he had a lot of friends, and it's just been amazing to see him transition. And now, I think the last chapter before your new adventure starts is when he met Abby. So I remember, after I learned that, Varun was a rock star in college instead of being a Pokemon star, I remember first hearing about Abby, and the way that he spoke about her, the things that he said, everything that I could see that he felt. Ever since I found out about her, I knew that she was somebody really special. I was able to speak to Abby many times, thank you for Skype, and we were able to get to know each other through that, and then I finally was able to meet her at my wedding a couple of years ago. She flew in to attend my events, and I think ever since then, I can say that the person that Varun is with her is truly remarkable. It's not like he's a kid, it's not that he's an adult, he's just everything and more when he's with you. I'm so glad that he's found you and that you both are such great partners. It warms my heart. You both make such a great couple. And I hope you know that we wish you all the best. And I'm so thankful that I have a new sister. Congratulations.
Thank you, Sonia. That was absolutely beautiful. Can we have another round of applause for Sonia, please? Is everybody having a good time? I'm sorry, I don't think I heard you. Is everybody having a good time? All right. So Sonia hit the nail on the head when she said, girls' sleepovers, younger brother, coming in the room. I remember we're hanging out in Abby's room, circa high school-ish, and we're whispering, like Sonia said, telling stories to each other. And little brother Gautam comes along, and we're like, Gautam, we're teenagers! Go away, we have nails to paint and stories to tell. And now look at him, charming young man. And it's great to see the way Abby and Gautam, also known as G, what up G? Get along so well, and they are the best of friends, and wouldn't have it any other way. Come on up here.
Hello everybody. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Gautam. I'm Abby's brother. Ever since I was young, and Abby introduced herself, and I was next to her, I would always introduce myself as Abby's sister. And I thought about it for a long time, trying to figure out why I did that. And I think I finally found a reason. When I was about to be born in my mother's stomach, Abby was really excited to have a baby sister. She had a doll ready to give to her, she had all these plans made with her, and then I come out. And that's just the first of many disappointments I've hit for her. But when Abby's extremely disappointed, things really haven't changed. She's still plotting evilly, going on her hunger strike, and throwing a tantrum. And so I've always been playing catch-up to try and get on Abby's good side. During this past week, I've been Abby's kind of wedding assistant, planner, for free. I want to be really honest. And the common theme, really, of this whole week has been Abby working super hard, working on her wedding, getting all this stuff planned out, and me under the sheets trying to take my nap, and Abby just yelling out, "Come! You've taken a nap for 3 hours already! Can you do blah blah blah?" That is what you sound like to me when you're nagging me. And I tried to help out. I filled up the gas a couple times in the car. I got Abby a detox island smoothie or whatever without mangoes and strawberries, because apparently those are the worst things in the world. By the way, if anyone wants to know what that tastes like, you can just put kale in a blender and eat that. That's what it tastes like. But when Abby asked me if I've been working on this speech, the truth is I had been. I've kind of known for 5 years what I was gonna like talk about here. When 5 years ago, I visited Abby in SF, and I met Varun during dinner on the first night. And I didn't really think much of it. We had dinner. All I really thought was, man, he just missed out on the best ice cream ever because he has this egg allergy. That's so sad. But the next night, Abby and I got in a fight. We don't fight often, but when we fight, it's about something stupid, like Abby thinking I'm doing no work and me thinking Abby does way too much work. And I don't know if anyone else has gotten in an argument with Abby, but it's exhausting. It's absolutely exhausting. And we got in an argument and it ends the same way. It ends with me saying, okay, I'm sorry. And me walking off, storming off, and mumbling something like, she's so annoying. And then she'll ask me, what did you say? And that's when I know I've won. And the next day, Abby, Varun, and I go on a hike. And Varun makes this horrible mistake. He insults Abby's just role model for business, favorite celebrity, Kim Kardashian. And we're on this hike, and next thing you know, they're getting into this argument about Kim Kardashian's, the validity of her fame, her effects on society, should we be watching Keeping Up with the Kardashians, and a bunch of stuff. They said so many words I didn't even know the meaning of. I lost track of their argument. But I was worried. I was like, oh no, like, Groom's getting in this argument, like, he can't just storm off. There's people in front of us, there are people behind us. I don't know if he knows the mumbling trick, like, what if he says it too loudly, like, this could screw everything up. But then I started listening a little bit closer to what they were actually talking about, and it was like an actual, like, discussion. They were, like, intellectually conversing. And at the end, Varun even agreed to watch an episode of Keeping Up with the Kardashians to make Abby happy. And that's when I realized that Abby had met her perfect match. One, she found someone to watch Keeping Up with the Kardashians with. Two, he listened to her, they conversed, and it didn't turn hostile. I was like, what? Varun did that? How did that happen? And then I realized, like, maybe Groom doesn't think an argument has to have a winner and a loser. But that's ridiculous talk. And over the years, I've realized how much of a perfect match they really are. I've realized that they're both crazy organized. I don't know, for those of you who are in the proposal email threads that Varun was sending out, the only thing he didn't have planned out for me was when I was gonna pee. They both truly want to be positive difference makers in the world and really make a difference and really help people out. And they both will drop anything that they're doing to help a family member or a friend out, which I know from firsthand. Varun, I'm so excited to welcome you into the family. Abby doesn't know this, but I've really just wanted an older brother the entire time. And I finally got one. Abby, I've always felt like we've had a super special bond, like even more than regular brothers and sisters. I think part of it is our age gap, actually. Being 6 years apart, I've always had the opportunity to tell you what's been going on in my life, but you necessarily haven't been able to have that opportunity with me just because I haven't experienced everything you've experienced. But that never stopped you from being there for me all the time. I could always count on you, and I've always been so appreciative of that. But the age gap has also put you in so many different roles for me. Best friend, role model, teacher, third parent, and only parent that nagged me. You've taught me how to become a better sibling, son, and human on this planet. And most importantly, I've always felt your love, no matter where you were. I think as I've gotten older, we've gotten so much closer, and our relationship has just strengthened so much. And I know in this next phase of your life, our relationship is just gonna become stronger, and we're just gonna get closer. So let's raise our glasses and give a toast to Groom and Abby and wish them luck on their incredible journey.
ऐसे ना मुझे तुम देखो सीने से लगा लूंगा तुमको मैं चुरा लूंगा तुमसे दिल में छुपा लूंगा ऐसे ना मुझे तुम देखो.
Once again, ladies and gentlemen, at this time, we are now proceeding to the cake cutting ceremony. Ladies and gentlemen, let's give a big, big round of applause for Varun and Abby.
Alright guys, so you know, when Varun and I were talking about who could give the thank you speech, we actually got into a little tiff about it because both of us wanted to be the one to give it. I mean, look at this room, it's all of our closest family and friends. We both wanted to thank you guys from the bottom of our heart. And we realized that in the spirit of marriage and compromise, just like this speech, and every vegan cookie after this, we had to split it. So growing up, my parents always said, Mata Pita Guru Deva, which means mother, father, teacher, God. And so with that, I'll let Varun start with thanking both sets of parents.
Abby. How's everyone doing tonight, by the way? Here. So I'd first like to thank my new set of parents, Amma and Papa, Abby's parents. You guys have welcomed me into your home with an open heart and a lot of love, and that's something that I feel very deeply. I just give you an example of how much they have welcomed me. First, they've started calling me Mamle for the past couple of months. Before I even got married, that means that they were calling me son-in-law, which is a very endearing term. And I feel it every time you say that. And I want to give you a small example of the type of acceptance they've given me into their lives. This is a text message I got from Amma, Abby's mom, last week. She says, please meditate, pray, eat healthy, and have a light workout. Be safe in physical activities such as workout or dance practice, just be safe. I have a second mother, that's what that means. I'd also like to give my parents a very, very deep thank you. They, along with Sonia and Saurabh, have put in countless hours, time, and energy into this wedding. And that's something which, I actually want to share something which is, I know Karthik was joking about, but one of my love languages is acts of service. I'm going to take an online quiz, you guys should take it, it's really fun. But when I think about why my love language is acts of service, it makes sense because I get that from my parents. My parents are the ones who, throughout their lives, have not just defined what service means, they've defined what generosity and devotion means to a level which I can only hope to aspire to one day. I mean that when I say that, my papa and I are just stuff together. I really love you guys and love you.
So the next group that we want to thank is just as important to us as our parents, and that is our siblings. So Sonia, my new and always sister, thank you for all your help, not just with the wedding, but everything that you've done since the beginning of our relationship. We honestly can't thank you enough for it, and we wouldn't be here if you hadn't been such a big part of it. You've always treated me as one of the Galatis, and I can't thank you enough for that. Your warmth and kindness is such an inspiration to me. Saurabh, thank you for being our third wheel this entire wedding planning process. From attending our venue visits to helping Varun pick out his outfit, his shoes. You have truly been the best girlfriend, friend, everything for us through this entire wedding process, and we honestly can't thank you enough for that. You guys have both gone above and beyond for us, and I'm so thankful that you both are not only Varun's brother and sister, but also mine now. Gautam, where do I even start? You've said everything that needs to be said in your speech, but our bond is as special as anything that I ever could have wished for or asked for. And the way that you've welcomed Varun into our family and into our special bond is something that I just can't thank you enough for. And you have been there from the beginning to now, with every call, text, panic, yell. Where I've asked you for help, you've dropped everything to help me. So thank you.
And last, I want to express my deep, deep gratitude for each and every one of you for joining us for our wedding and this reception. The best way I can summarize this is a quote from one of my favorite philosophers, Charlie Brown, also known as the best friend of Sibling. He says, "Happiness is anyone and anything that's loved by you." And when you think about the people who we've chosen to be in this room today, we've picked people who have given us an incredible amount of love and who we love very deeply. So you can only imagine how happy we feel that our worlds are converging right now and we're being showered in this amazing event today. So from the bottom of our heart, thank you guys very, very much. We both love you. Last, I want to thank Abby for being such an incredible support all the time for me. A couple days ago, I was freaking out about some small detail that probably is very inconsequential, and she texts me and then calls me and says, hey, it'll be okay. We are going to make this happen, and all the people that we love will be there, so don't worry about it. So I appreciate you, as always, being grounding me and making me a better person. And with that, I would love to ask my now wife to dance.
On their first dance.
जाने कहाँ हवाएं हवाएं ले जाए तुझे कहाँ हवाएं हवाएं बेगानी है ये बागी हवाएं हवाएं ले जाए मुझे कहाँ हवाएं हवाएं ले जाए जाने कहाँ ना मुझको खबर ना तुझको पता You can catch me.
ऊंची है बिल्डिंग, अरे लिफ्ट तेरी बंद है, कैसे मैं आऊं? अरे दिल रज़ामंद है।
आजा 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 मेरे सागर वाले राजा तेरी याद सताए दूल्हे राजा तू आजा 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 बैंड बाजा लेके आजा तेरी याद सताए दूल्हे राजा तू आजा
कैसे ऊंची है बिल्डिंग, हे लिफ्ट तेरी बंद है, हाँ कैसे मैं आऊं? अरे दिल रज़ामंद है।
Once again, ladies and gentlemen, a big round of applause.